Have you ever found yourself wondering why, no matter how much effort you put into relationships, people still seem to ignore or undervalue you? You pour your heart out, but they act as if your presence is just another option rather than a priority. It's heartbreaking, isn't it? You give so much, but what do you get in return? A cold shoulder, indifference, or worse, being taken for granted. Imagine for a moment a world where the tables turn, a world where people actively crave your attention, where they respect your time as sacred, and where your mere presence sparks admiration. What if, instead of chasing love or begging for validation, you became the one people fought to be close to? Imagine the power of knowing that you are the one they can't ignore. Here's the truth: the way people treat you isn't set in stone. With just a few subtle but profound shifts in your behavior, you can reverse the entire dynamic. People who once overlooked you will suddenly feel drawn to you, almost as if they can't help it. How? Through the strategic application of reverse psychology principles rooted in ancient Buddhist wisdom that will change how others see you forever. In the video, we're going to reveal 10 powerful and easy reverse psychology tricks that will help you win hearts and minds effortlessly. You'll discover how to command love and respect without asking for it, how to make people respect your boundaries, desire your presence, and see you as someone they can't afford to lose. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you activate the notification bell so you never miss any of our new teachings on personal empowerment and Buddhist wisdom. Because what you're about to learn could change the way you experience relationships forever. Now, let's get started. Are you ready to take control of how others perceive you? Stay with us until the end to uncover the 10th rule, which could be the game changer you've been looking for. Rule number 1. Give them freedom and they will choose you. In relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or professional, it's natural to want to hold on tightly to those we care about. However, true respect and love are built on freedom, not control. In Buddhist philosophy, the principle of non-attachment teaches us that we must let go of our desire to possess or control others. By granting them the freedom to make their own choices, you create an environment where they feel respected, valued, and appreciated. Think of a butterfly. If you try to catch and hold on to it, you'll crush its delicate wings. But if you simply allow it to fly freely, it may choose to land on you of its own accord. This same concept applies to human relationships. When you give someone the space to live their life, pursue their interests, and make decisions independently, they begin to value your presence more deeply. They'll recognize that you aren't trying to confine them, and this realization fosters a sense of security and mutual respect. When you create an environment where someone feels free to choose you without pressure, they are more likely to stay by your side. The beauty of this reverse psychology trick is that it doesn't rely on manipulation. Rather, it honors the autonomy and individuality of the other person. The more freedom you give them, the more they will appreciate your presence, and ultimately, they will choose to remain in your life by their own will. This approach aligns with the Buddhist teaching of non-attachment, reminding us that by releasing our grip on others, we allow for a deeper and more meaningful connection to flourish. Rule number 2, don't always agree and you will be respected. In life, many people believe that agreeing with others, especially those they admire or want to impress, will make them more likable. However, constantly agreeing, even when you don't truly believe in what's being said, can actually diminish the respect others have for you. In both Buddhist philosophy and reverse psychology, we learn that true respect is earned when we stand firm in our beliefs and maintain authenticity. Buddhism teaches right speech, which encourages us to speak truthfully, mindfully, and with purpose, Applying this concept means that you don't need to bend your opinions or principles just to fit in or avoid conflict. When you offer a respectful challenge or a differing viewpoint, it signals that you are confident, self-aware, and thoughtful. These qualities command respect because they show that you're not swayed by external pressures or a need for validation. Think of people who challenge the status quo. They are often the ones most respected in their fields, whether in relationships or professional settings. Disagreeing respectfully fosters deeper conversations and shows that you bring unique perspectives to the table. This strengthens your relationships because you are seen as an individual who has personal values and beliefs, not just someone who follows the crowd. However, it's important to remember that disagreement doesn't mean being argumentative or confrontational. Instead, like a Buddhist monk practicing right intention, your goal should be to bring understanding, clarity, and balance to the conversation. By doing so, you become a person others look up to, not just for your opinions, but for your integrity and courage in expressing them. Rule number 3, be mysterious. Let them uncover your depth. There's something undeniably captivating about mystery. In Buddhist philosophy, wisdom is often revealed slowly through contemplation and mindfulness. Similarly, in relationships, allowing others to gradually discover who you are creates intrigue and interest. When we lay everything on the table too soon, we lose the element of surprise and depth that keeps people engaged. The unknown is alluring, and mystery encourages curiosity. Imagine yourself like a tranquil lake. On the surface, you may seem calm and serene, but beneath that stillness lies an abundance of life and depth that only those patient enough will uncover. Just like in Buddhist teachings, where spiritual truths are discovered over time, let others explore your true nature bit by bit. Being mysterious doesn't mean being secretive or playing mind games. It's about preserving a sense of privacy and depth. You don't need to share every thought or reveal every detail of your life immediately. Instead, allow your layers to be discovered with time and patience, much like a Buddhist monk sharing his wisdom slowly, allowing each lesson to sink in. Mystery also fosters respect. When people realize that there is more to you than meets the eye, they will be drawn to uncover your hidden qualities. This gradual revelation makes interactions richer, as people invest time and effort into getting to know you. Like the meditative journey of self-discovery in Buddhism, this approach ensures that others value your presence and perceive you as someone worth investing in. Rule number 4, offer value without expecting anything in return. One of the most profound lessons in Buddhist philosophy is the principle of selfless giving, or dana. It teaches that true generosity comes from a place of compassion, not from a desire for recognition or reciprocity. In relationships, this concept can be incredibly powerful when applied to reverse psychology. Offering value without expecting anything in return shifts the dynamic, making you a person others genuinely appreciate and respect. When you offer your time, energy, or support freely, you stand out in a world where most interactions are transactional. People are used to doing things with an expectation of receiving something back, whether it's gratitude, favors, or attention. But when you break this pattern by giving freely, you create a sense of abundance in your relationships. Others will notice that your kindness and support come without strings attached. And this creates an atmosphere of mutual respect and admiration. However, it's important to note that offering value isn't about overextending yourself or being a doormat. Instead, it's about embodying the Buddhist concept of compassion, where you give because you care, not because you want something in return. Whether it's offering advice, a helping hand, or simply your time, you are demonstrating that you are secure in yourself and don't need constant validation. Over time, people will naturally be drawn to you, not because you demand their attention, but because they recognize the genuineness of your actions. Your selfless attitude fosters deeper, more meaningful connections and strengthens the bonds of respect. In this way, you lead with generosity, and the love and admiration you receive become an organic result of your actions. Rule number 5. Mirror their actions and words. Make them feel understood. One of the most powerful ways to build rapport and connection with others is through the subtle art of mirroring. This technique involves reflecting the actions, speech patterns, and energy of the person you're interacting with. In Buddhism, mindfulness teaches us to be fully present with others, and mirroring is a way to achieve that deep sense of connection. When you mirror someone's actions or words, you create a feeling of harmony and understanding between the two of you. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel understood. By matching their body language, tone, or pace of speech, you subconsciously signal that you're on the same wavelength. This builds trust and rapport without the need for words. For example, if someone speaks softly, respond in a softer tone. If they gesture with their hands while talking, subtly mirror their movements. It's important not to imitate too obviously. The key is to do it naturally and subtly. Mirroring is not about manipulation, but about showing empathy and attunement to the other person's state of being. Buddhism also teaches compassion, and mirroring helps to practice that by tuning into another person's emotional and physical state. It helps you become more mindful of their needs, creating a deeper bond. Over time, people will feel more comfortable and connected with you, as if they have found someone who truly gets them. By mastering this technique, you become a more magnetic presence in their lives, someone they naturally respect and feel close to, enhancing your relationships through genuine understanding. Rule number 6, prioritize your own happiness. They'll want to be a part of it. In Buddhist philosophy, happiness is not something we find in external circumstances, but something we cultivate from within. This profound principle reminds us that true contentment and joy stem from self-awareness and inner peace, not from others' approval or validation. When you prioritize your own happiness, you create a life that is fulfilling and rich regardless of who is in it. This self-assuredness is incredibly attractive because it shows that your sense of well-being is not dependent on others. Imagine yourself as a radiant source of light, much like the sun. The sun doesn't ask for attention, it simply shines, and people are naturally drawn to its warmth. When you focus on your own joy, personal growth, and interests, others will be drawn to you because of the positive energy you exude. You become a source of inspiration, rather than someone looking for validation or happiness through others. This is a form of reverse psychology. When others see that you are thriving and happy on your own, they will want to be part of that experience. No one is attracted to someone who is constantly seeking approval or validation. Instead, people gravitate toward those who radiate confidence and self-sufficiency. In Buddhism, this aligns with the principle of non-attachment. By not seeking happiness from external sources, you maintain your independence, emotional balance, and inner peace. Your happiness becomes contagious, and those around you will want to share in it, seeing your presence as a valuable addition to their lives. Ultimately, when you prioritize your own happiness, you naturally attract love, respect, and admiration. Rule number 7, walk away. Let them fear losing you. In life, the most valuable asset you possess is your time and energy. One of the hardest yet most powerful actions you can take is knowing when to walk away from people or situations that don't serve your highest good. This is where Buddhist teachings on impermanence and non-attachment come into play. The ability to let go of what no longer serves you is essential for maintaining balance, dignity, and self-respect. When people know you are strong enough to walk away, it sends a clear message. You value yourself enough not to settle for less than you deserve. This creates a sense of fear in them, the fear of losing something valuable, which often leads to them reassessing your worth. Walking away is not about playing games, but about preserving your inner peace and well-being. The fear of loss is a potent psychological motivator. People tend to value what they believe could be taken from them. By walking away, you create space for others to appreciate your presence and to realize that you are not someone they can take for granted. In Buddhist practice, this detachment from outcomes helps you maintain emotional control and clarity, preventing you from clinging to relationships or circumstances that no longer contribute to your growth. Remember, walking away doesn't mean abandoning compassion. It means prioritizing self-respect and inviting others to step up if they want to remain in your life. By mastering this art of letting go, you not only cultivate a deeper sense of self-worth, but you also inspire others to treat you with the love, respect, and consideration that you deserve. Rule number 8, be unpredictable. Keep them guessing. In the Buddhist practice of mindfulness, we are taught to embrace the present moment, allowing life to unfold without clinging to expectations. This principle of unpredictability plays a key role in how others perceive and engage with you. When people can't predict your every move, they remain intrigued, wanting to discover more about you. It keeps their attention locked on you, as they are continually curious about what you'll do next. Being unpredictable doesn't mean being inconsistent or unreliable. Rather, it's about introducing small surprises and changes that keep your interactions fresh and exciting. Think of it as a form of mindful spontaneity, where you don't follow the same routine in your behavior or conversations. You could surprise someone with a thoughtful gesture they weren't expecting, or bring up a new topic that sparks deep discussion. Perhaps you suggest an unplanned adventure, or take a different approach to solving a problem. This kind of unpredictability taps into a psychological desire for novelty. People are naturally drawn to those who bring an element of surprise, as it challenges their comfort zones and keeps their attention engaged. In a world where so many things are predictable, being someone who introduces variety and excitement is incredibly magnetic. Just like the unpredictable nature of the universe, you embody the fluidity of life. By keeping people guessing, you also avoid becoming too familiar or ordinary. This prevents complacency in your relationships and creates a dynamic where others are more invested in getting to know the deeper, multifaceted layers of who you are. In the end, unpredictability fosters attraction, engagement, and a sense of intrigue that makes people want to be around you. Rule number 9, don't always make the first move. Let them come to you. In the teachings of Buddhism, patience and non-attachment play a crucial role in relationships and personal growth. Often, we feel the need to constantly initiate conversations, plans, or gestures to maintain connections. However, this habit can sometimes lead to others taking our efforts for granted, as they assume we will always be the first to reach out. To foster a deeper sense of respect and admiration, it's essential to allow others to come to you. By stepping back and giving others the space to initiate, you communicate that your time and attention are valuable. You are showing them that you are not dependent on their validation or approval. This creates a natural curiosity and desire in the other person, as they begin to realize that maintaining the relationship requires mutual effort. Rule number 10, master emotional control. Lead with calmness. In both relationships and daily interactions, emotional control is a powerful trait that commands respect and admiration. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of equanimity, which is the ability to maintain emotional balance in the face of both joy and adversity. When you can lead with calmness, you project strength, wisdom, and self-assurance that others naturally gravitate toward. Consider the impact of remaining composed during heated moments. While others may be reactive, losing their temper, or getting overwhelmed by emotions, you remain calm and centered. This calmness not only allows you to think clearly and make better decisions, but it also signals emotional maturity, which is highly attractive and commands respect. People view you as someone who's in control, someone they can rely on during challenging times. In Buddhist meditation practices, cultivating emotional balance is central. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to observe your emotions without being swept away by them. This approach doesn't suppress emotions, but rather allows you to acknowledge them while choosing how to respond. When you practice emotional control, you gain the ability to lead others through example, creating an atmosphere of peace and harmony in your relationships. This calm demeanor also gives you leverage in social dynamics. When you aren't easily rattled, others will respect you more. You become a stable force, someone others can look up to. And in relationships, this emotional control fosters trust and security. Mastering emotional control, as Buddhism teaches, is key not only for your own well-being, but for attracting love, respect, and admiration from those around you. In Buddhist philosophy, non-attachment encourages us to let go of the need to control situations or outcomes. When you stop being the one to always make the first move, you're practicing this form of detachment. You're releasing the need to constantly manage the dynamic, trusting that if the relationship is meaningful, the other person will step forward. This approach also helps to build healthier relationships based on mutual respect, not obligation. It shows others that you value yourself enough to allow them the opportunity to invest in you. When someone takes the initiative, it reflects their genuine interest and appreciation for your presence in their life, which strengthens the bond between you. So, step back and let others come to you. By doing so, you cultivate an aura of self-confidence and independence that naturally draws people closer. To summarize, these 10 reverse psychology tricks are simple yet powerful ways to gain love and respect, all while staying true to Buddhist principles of non-attachment, selflessness, and emotional balance. Remember, these strategies are not about manipulation, but about fostering genuine connections and creating an environment where others naturally want to be around you, value you, and respect you. By applying these Buddhist tips in your daily life, you will not only transform your relationships, but also deepen your inner peace and sense of self-worth. If you found value in today's video, let us know in the comments which of these tricks you're most excited to try. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and activate notifications so you never miss our daily teachings. Until next time, continue walking your path with mindfulness and compassion, and watch as love and respect flow into your life effortlessly.